Hey guys, this is Midiknight again. I'm here to bring you a more up-to-date video. We got the Marksman Gauntlet, and I'm bringing something quite original and just weird, to be honest. This is a Bellona spell deck, based on the changes to promote, which gives all of the characters in that 2x2 area basically it replaces those characters with ones that have one cost above them. I really found some unique ways to exploit how powerful that is. I'm combining that with the Imperial Archer, and at least half my deck is spells. So if I ever do get it early, those games are usually pretty heavily favored in my side. So the really fun things I found with promote were Decrepit Bowmen. While they are a 3-cost character, they leave these 1/1 bowmen that are actually 2-cost creatures. So if you get some of those in that little 2-square promote area, you get out of that 2 3-cost creatures. It's really freaking powerful, to be honest, if you can get the formations right. In addition to that, Sagittarius can be at max a 7 value for 4, because you can get up to a 3-cost creature from the Sagittarius spawn, and Sagittarius himself is a 4-cost. The reason I always love playing Bellona in the first place, obviously, is Venus and Nox. Nox is an extremely powerful effect, because while the opponent is trying to trade into you, you're going to always run into having this 2/1 range left over that can clean up whatever the opponent plays after that. And Venus is equally as powerful. If you get her down and the opponent doesn't have silence, and considering one of the main silences is the 3-cost 2/3, which has the silence on Warcry, is not playable in this gauntlet, she becomes very strong. If you can keep a Venus on the board, you're not going to lose. I can almost guarantee that. If she's not silenced and you're just keep casting things, you literally can't lose. They're just going to be stuck where they are, and if they do move, you can outpower them with the amount of characters you're able to summon through Sagittarius, Imperial Archer, and then the more important one, which is Power Delve, which is basically cheating.
How do I find if she will be a cheat?
While the Gauntlet restricts you to spells and ranged units, Power Delve lets you summon usually a melee unit, and you get 3 choices. I'd say 2 of the 3 are usually melee, and most of the time I'm picking something like Ares. Usually Ares, to be honest. Like, if I get a chance, I'll pick Isis, because in terms of getting crazy change to your board, getting a 4/4 ranged who also gives everyone out their afterlife, well, as you'll see in some of my games, that the opponent immediately concedes after I play that combination, as they should, to be honest. If you're playing one creature into someone who has 5 or 6 on the board, it's over. Just give it up, man. It's cool. Like, we all get to that point, but just accept what it is, go to the next game, and save some time. The other synergy I thought to exploit with promote was with Power Delve. Combining with something like Isis that gave afterlife to everything I had on the board, and then getting information and then promoting them, she would immediately turn into the new Ascensius, which automatically attacks an enemy at the beginning of your turn, and it's pretty strong in terms of changing it from a 4/4 into that gigantic monster that it is. So enjoy the games you guys see. Again, I thought this was pretty unique, and if you have any questions, just put them in the comments, and please like and subscribe, as it really means a lot for a new YouTuber like me. See you in the games. Alright, the first match, it looks like we have Bellona versus Odin, and I have an Inferno Cannon and an Imperial Archer to start off, so I'm looking pretty good right here. I also have the Sagittarius, so I really got the 3-4-5, got a pretty good curve going, and with this Inferno Cannon here, it really challenges the Odin player. If he really wants to use 2 mana a turn to attack my Summoning Stone, I'm completely okay with that. I get tremendous value, 2 mana for his 6, where for that trade in mana, he's getting 3 damage, and I'm getting 4 mana advantage. I'm great. I'm completely okay with that. So it looks like instead he's going to be playing some of these, summoning some of these ranged archers here. It's no problem. They don't have any special powers, unlike my Imperial Archer here, which whenever I cast a spell, I will be doing 1 damage to a random enemy. I also have Nox in hand, which will be buffing whoever I choose to target it with, which will probably be my Inferno Cannon here, with him dropping the Stone Giant. Stone Giant is a really powerful threat. He gains 1 range a turn, meaning that if he gets a couple turns to ramp up his range, he will even be able to hit your ranged characters where they won't be able to hit him back. It's a very powerful effect if you let him power up, which is why I don't let him do that. He's only 3 power and 3 toughness, so you can use something like my 5 cost that does 3 damage and summons a Venator, or any of your various single target damage spells that any of the Pantheons have, like Judgment or Bombard or anything like that. 3 damage is not hard to take care of for a 4 cost creature, and you being able to take care of that threat with a 2 mana response. Okay, it looks like he's got something that's not going to affect my board state, so I'm pretty okay with that. Siege only increases his damage against my Summoning Stone, which I'm really not afraid of him destroying at this point. He's going to take out my Inferno Cannon here, but I have the Nox is still around, and my Imperial Archers. I can really still hold down the board. Just gonna play probably the Decrepit Archer, kind of hide my Nox just in case I draw into the promote. She's definitely worth more in the promote than she is just dying to Odin's hero power. And then I'm going to use my own hero power to kill the skeleton on the lava pool here. So looking at next turn, I have a Sagittarius and hero power, if that makes sense. Or I have Bludgeon if he lines up a good target for that. Oh, well, definitely, which he does. We'll see if he moves forward. Okay, his Caldir goes into my Nox, but let's see if he moves. Oh, he leaves his Scotty there. Alright, well, if his Scotty is going to be just right on top of that, it's kind of hard not to bludgeon this column here. Yeah, I got 2 Sagittariuses and a Power Delve in hand. While I am down 3 to his 5 cards, he's only been playing more of these aggressive rush type cards, so I'm not really too worried. Especially we'll see what I get off on my power delve if that's what I end up casting next turn. Okay, a Decrepit Bowman came out. So what I'm going to try to hope for is to draw a promote. Otherwise, I'm just going to use this power delve and hopefully get something really good here. We'll see. If he ever passes, that is. Okay, here we go. So we're going to power delve. This is an easy choice. Grab the Artemis, and then I'm going to end up pinging this soul here, which is the strongest thing he's got on the board. Of course, I draw the 1 cost promote. Yeah, it's really not the best here, but it's really not a big deal because I have enough damage to kill soul with all the ranged I have on the board as it is. So let's see, need a clear path here. Here we go. Alright, clear path. D2 to the soul. And then kind of reset the board state here. Alright, let's see what it'll. So what I'm going to do is get my future Sagittarius and this Decrepit Bowman, and even possibly the Imperial Archer if he doesn't kill it right here, into a promote formation, knowing that I'm going to draw it next turn because of the Artemis. If I can get a promote on 4 characters, it's pretty much a good game in this mode, I think. Let's just see how the Sagittarius alone is going to make him react. Just get some damage off and then move him into play if I need to. Alright. Yep, kill her. Sagittarius. And see what drops and see if it's worth promoting. Oh, that's not too bad. 6 value. Oh, he's given up. Alright, cool. Alright, see you in the next game. Okay, so it looks like round 2 is going to be ZEUS versus the Norse. And I have, again, a pretty good start with Inferno Cannon and Imperial Archer. The Sylvanus is a great card, but not necessarily a great card in your opening hand. So I'm going to get rid of him. And he comes back anyways. I also get a Rain of Arrows, so it's not too bad for an opening. We're going to go with a cannon into the Imperial Archer and see what the opponent's going to play at this point. Even though I don't have a 4-drop, I'm really not worried. Okay, Stone Giant is definitely something I didn't really want to see. I'm going to be hoping that if I do hit him with this, it's going to go into the Stone Giant from the Imperial Archer. Hopefully it pings him. Of course it doesn't. Never lucky. So he's gonna either move forward and I'm gonna kill him with my hero ability, moving him into the hot lava, or he's gonna trade with my 2-drop, which is unfortunate, to be honest. So it's not the best start, but but he stacks them all up in range to be killed. Oh yeah. So what looked like not the best start is turning into quite a great mid game here. Let's see what he can play to try to come back from this. Well, one Artemis with a 5 damage burst is definitely a good start. But I have a Sylvanas in the back, so let's see if he advances and tries to take a pot shot at my summoning stone here. I got so many options on turn 7. So he plays another Artemis, but only gets a 2-drop, knowing Heavenly Agility is his next card. Meaning at turn 7 he really doesn't have much help for advancing the 3 cards that he has in hand right now. I'm going to be looking at Power Delving. We got the Eris, so almost always choose Eris unless you have a pretty big board. Then Isis becomes a better choice. But with what we're looking at from the opponent, we definitely want to go Eris first here. Looking to pull either of these guys into lava, although it doesn't really matter because we're going to be killing it with Sylvanas, being that it's stunned. So at this point we're looking pretty good. Oh, he knew that too. Alright, that's a good surrender on him. Thanks, man. Alright, it looks like the next game is going to be my Bellona against another Norse. Going to be pitching everything here except for the Imperial Archer. And lucky for me, I get an Infernal Cannon and a Rain of Arrows. These are both good, really good cards against Odin. I'm going to be really just trying to stall him out and hope that my later game cards like Sylvanas become a pain for him to deal with. It'll really require something like Gift of Munin for him to use on my Sylvanas' little bulb thing, or whatever you want to call his little thing that self-resurrects him. So again, I'm just going to try to dry him out on cards and really get as much value out of each one of the cards that I have out of whatever I can get. So it looks like he's just going to be summoning, I think he's going to be summoning a hero power here. Yeah, it looks like it. So this is not really a big deal. I'm good with that. My first 4 to 5 turns potentially are much weaker than his. So the way I look at it is the more health I come out of turn 5, the better, and the more chance I have at winning against the Odin for the most part. Now again, playing the Decrepit Archer. Although I don't have the promote to combo it with, it's still an extremely powerful card in this format, especially considering he doesn't really have anything on the board here. Passing back to me, I draw the Sagittarius, which is an obvious play here. Although I don't get something very useful, to be honest. I don't know if he knows what that pillar is. We'll see if he casts a spell or not into an auto counter spell. Now it looks like he did. My guess that was the mana potion. As he looks in his hand again at what I'm guessing is a 5-drop that he was trying to cast. And that was the 4-mana rage play he just did. But that's cool with me. I got Rain of Arrows. I'm just gonna pop off on his summoning stone here, and then use my hero power to get this guy back in range. and then use this rain of arrows to get rid of this. At this point I'm feeling pretty good, and even he knows and telling me that I rock. I know that, but it's always reassuring when your opponent tells you that. At this point I would say that with him down to 3 cards, be at 4, I guess 3 after I cast this Sylvanas, but 3 and having another Sylvanas in hand, 1 in the board. It's a very difficult card to deal with. Again, he's a 5/4 that when he dies, he's going to leave this 0/3 that unless killed, he's going to respawn another 5/4 again. So in this format where we're only playing ranged and spells, he becomes quite a nuisance to deal with. It's probably a really smart silence here. Still not really worried about it, considering I have a second one in my hand. So he's played a Rapacious Satyr up top, but I do have an Enlist. I just have another Sylvanas, I have Bludgeon, and I have an Imperial Archer here. So I got a lot of options. Looking at Imperial Archer and Enlist as a strong 8-turn play, and really liking this hero power into Bludgeon to clear the board. Also taking a Summoning Stone down to 15 life. I know I'm not the only one that goes back into the turn log to make sure you actually attack the Summoning Stone. Sometimes you just forget. Alright, it looks like I'm going to be dropping the second Sylvanas, attacking the Summoning Stone, and then moving this guy's monkey onto the hot lava. It's debatable on whether moving the monkey or just killing the 1/1 was smarter. He's not really in the position where the monkey isn't going to attack my Summoning Stone, so arguably he would attack one of the 5/4s either way, and taking down the 1/1 might have prevented this edge case of him wind demoning it and smashing my res dude. Really, it's still not a big deal, but to him it was probably the play of the game. It's cool though. Alright, we'll see where this goes. He's got 1 card a turn, I got 2. He doesn't know Caldera is one of mine. It's not really a very strong card, to be honest. All it's really good for is killing a swarm of crap coming through the middle of the board, like a bunch of cats from Egypt, or like a bunch of zombies from the Mayans, or I guess even the skeleton swarm you saw earlier from Odin. But it's still really not that great. So here he's got no cards left, which means not really a lot of options to deal with what's on the board. I have an Enlist to get another Venator, which is the 5/3. Definitely going to be doing that after I take a pot shot at here and finish the game. Alright, it looks like we have a game here between my Roman deck versus this Egyptian. I do not have the best start. I'm going to be pitching everything but one of these promotes. However, I am going second, which to me is an advantage in this matchup. I'm really looking to play a defensive game, considering I don't have to worry about dealing with Sobek unless he has some strange way of summoning him I don't really know about. So I'm starting pretty strong here with the Inferno Cannon against his Marksman. I do have the Power Delve. Not really that useful at turn 3 coming up here, but it's nice knowing that if I make it to turn 7, I have something that might actually compete against Annihilate, which is the Egyptian 7-cost spell, which deals 4 damage to everything on my board, including my Summoning Stone, which is incredibly powerful. I kind of have a slow start here, which is usually not the best against a Egyptian. Oh shit, he's even got a Sylvanas, my own Sylvanas here against me. So that's going to be a real pain to deal with. This is going to take some effort to get rid of, to be honest. I have some pretty late game cards here, but what we're going to do is try to set up a future promote by dropping this Sagittarius. And oh god, another one of these Pillars of Retribution. Okay, well, either way, being that it is 3 life, he can't cast a card that would power up his Marksman, right? So he's going to have to either cast something or not be able to kill my tower here. So I'm going to run my Imperial Archer in the corner and then leave my Sagittarius here, ready to defend my Summoning Stone. I think he understands the predicament he's in right now. Which is also good that the Sylvanas is not in range to attack anything at the moment, because taking 5 damage on turn 4 is pretty brutal. Alright, this is looking pretty good right here. He set up a pretty good bludgeon here for me. Unfortunately, I'm not really in range to be able to take down the resurrection of this guy, but it's fine. It means his Sylvanas is going to come back into play and be under summoning sickness again, so I'm not going to have to worry about him attacking anything on my board or my Summoning Stone, at least for another turn. What I'm going to do here is promote this little group of creatures here, and I get a great turn here. I got a 4/4, a growing 4/4, and a 2/4 range. The only unfortunate thing is my Imperial Archer did not take out that last damage on the bulb, or whatever you want to call it, of the respawn element of the Sylvanas. I pinged the Summoning Stone of the Egyptian hero for 2 instead of the just 1 damage would have eliminated him, and made this a much stronger avalanche in my favor here. Because it didn't, I have to do a little bit more tricky stuff here, but I still feel very confident that this is an easy win at this point. He's only down to 3 cards. I am at 4, and I still have a Power Delve in hand, which at this point, I I guess he is technically Egyptian, so he could have Book of the Dead or Annihilate, so he does have some cards that are equally as strong as Power Delve, but I got 2 Power Delves, he's only got 1 Annihilate, so his chances of having it in hand are pretty low, especially with the fact that he only has 2 cards in hand at this point. He just played his turn 7 and it wasn't Annihilate. So I'm feeling pretty good at this point. I just want to kill off this baboon. Other than that, he's not going to be able to keep up with the amount of pressure that I put up, I feel. I'm just going to be popping off the in list and also attacking. And just using my Decrepit Archer here for the 1 damage. My opponent is telling me thanks. I don't know why. And now he is laughing at me. I don't know if he's just being bad manners or this is strategy. We'll see. But right now, for me, it looks like I'm in a very dominating position. So he can laugh all he wants. Alright, so he just drew 6 cards there. Not really worried about that. He can have all the cards he wants with the threats I have on the board, unless he gets the Annihilate. Annihilate would not be in my favor here, considering my creature that's growing here is not above 4 damage. And as much as this guy is spamming laughs, I've got to assume that he's got it right. So I'm going to Power Delve for Isis, and he can laugh all he wants. At this point, I think I've won the game, and this pompous guy can, you know, take it to the house, whatever. You start smashing him. If I get a promote at this point, I might be able to turn this Isis into a Sensuous. I haven't been able to do it yet. Let's see if I'm able to draw it here. Oh, it's that damn poison card again. It's okay. Ooh, he hits the Decrepit Archer twice. Thought about giving some bad manners spam there, but nah, it's okay. I'll just take the win. That's good enough for me. Good game. Laugh all you want. Alright guys, see you next game. Alright, it looks like it's Bellona versus... oh no. Bellona? A mirror match? I hope this guy isn't playing something similar to my deck. Something similar to another cheater deck.
Yes, but if she cheats on me, I will crush her.
You will crush her. Well, honey, that's not going to qualify you with our membership.
Alright, well, we'll see what he does here. I'll give him the good luck. Maybe he knows about the power of the Power Delve. But let's hope he doesn't, you know. I unfortunately got one in hand from turn 2, but you know, I got a 3-drop, I got a 5-drop. Things aren't looking too bad here. I can't really complain with him passing on his 2, just using his hero ability to move my cannon back. So it looks like he doesn't really have much to put on the board at this point. So I'm pretty okay with that. Especially considering I have Venus in hand to have pretty much board control at that point. So we'll see what he does on his 3rd turn here. Alright, we'll see what he does on his 3rd turn other than take forever. Okay, thank you. We'll definitely be going with Venus here and advancing this Decrepit Bowman closer. Hopefully getting a promote here. And if he kills my Decrepit Bowman, hopefully those 2 cost 1/1 range don't spawn in the lava for me. Alright, I got an Enlist and Bludgeon and a Power Delve here. So I'm looking pretty good. We'll see. He's casting a Cupid. Just done in my 1/1 range. Really not a very efficient use of his resources here. I'm just going to bludgeon his Cupid and move my Venus forward. I don't know what he's going to try to pull here. But he's got a lot of cards. He's up to 8 to my 3, so it's not bad. I do have the 2 drop that lets me draw up to the number of cards the opponent has. So, I mean, 1 in 18 chance. Hopefully I draw it here, but if I do, it would be kind of game breaking if I just pay 2 and draw, 5 cards. It's pretty damn good. He gets a pretty good dishonorable here, but it does not get rid of my Venator here on the boarding, which is on the bottom, which is pretty good. Sorry, it's getting a little late, and I've definitely had a couple beers, so you're gonna have to excuse my slurred speech. I'm gonna move my Venator here up and ping the Summoning Stone for 5. And just start getting some damage on the board. And after that damage is done, oh, this is the beauty of promote here. I get a Sylvanas, Imperial Guard, and something that is absolutely useless, which is that pillar that summons the 2/1s when I cast more structures. I have 0 structures in my deck, so I'm sure you understand how good that is for me. It's okay, I'm just going to be casting Power Delve next turn. It's not really a big deal. I have a very strong board presence compared to his absolutely no board presence. So, you can't really complain here. Alright, he shackles and moves me back, leaving both my guys with 1 health and him with 2 mana. I'd like to see what he's... Oh, he curses. Sweet, so he's going to leave those 2 mana unspent. I got 7 to go. I'm just going to Power Delve, reinforce the board that I've got, which at this point, Chris Dragon's a possibility if I want to cast it on his row. And by row I mean column right next to his leader, the one second closest to his leader. But I choose to really go with Brute at this point because he's already down to under double-digit health, and dropping a 7 damage resilient creature like the Brute is going to let me finish off his Summoning Stone here. And because you know me, I want that icon. I'm going for the kill here. Alright guys, looks like this is about to be my victory. And thanks again. I just wanted to let you know I will be putting out the second part of that Highlander video series in a little bit. I just want to get this out since it was more timely, since the Gauntlet is currently active. Alright, thanks again. See you later. Alright, here's the proof of my 5 and 0, and well, hopefully you've learned a little bit more than just how to win these gauntlets. You know, sometimes it's good to cheat with Power Delve, and other than that, in life it's pretty much bad to cheat, guys. Just keep that in mind, alright? I learned from Borat. Cheating is bad.